So guys, is the Q902 Spirit buggy the best cheap brushless buggy I have ever tested? Quite possibly, yes. In the first bit of this video, you're going to watch me unbox it, and then I'm going to do like a full-on test on the thing outside. This impressed me on paper. It blew me away in the outside test. Check it out guys, but this one definitely gets the thumbs up from Richie. I've been looking for a sub-$100 buggy for a while guys, that handled and goes like an absolute rocket, and believe me, with the Q902 Spirit buggy, I've just found it. Well, my fellow Driftomaniacs, I've reshot this intro about 5 or 6 times. I was going to call it, is this the best RC car under $100? I'm calling it, this is the best RC car I have ever driven under $100, because simply put, it is. I've been searching around for a considerable number of months now, if not the past couple of years. If you've been following me, you might know I keep picking up these small buggies, playing around with them. Some are good, some are a little bit disappointing, none absolutely that cracking blast away, but none so far have proved to be up to the mark, my criteria, which is the thing's just got to blow me away. It's just not got to have power, it's got to handle really well, it's got to fly over grass, it's maybe got a wheelie, handle well over jumps, but more to the point, it's got to have brushless power for under $100 and be able to like whack up above 30 miles an hour or so. But I'm proud to introduce the Q902 Spirit from Banggood. There is a link to it below the video, because when you watch the runtime video of this at the end guys, I think if you've got $100 or less spare in your pocket, you will be very, very interested in this. Anyway, keep watching to see how we got here. Oh, and by the way, if anyone wonders if I look warm, it's 104 degrees outside right now. Okay guys, so unboxing it in traditional Richie style. Will it be upside down? Oh, we've got an instruction manual in there. Read that in a minute. I will read that because it has got a neat feature on the transmitter where you can have half power or full power on the transmitter, so I don't be driving the thing around thinking it's running way too slow. They always come out of the box so easy until you get them on camera, and then they fight like hell. Anyway guys, let me quickly get it out of the packaging, go to work on it. Anyway guys, quickly going to box the transmitter before getting onto the car, and something on the car has really caught my attention guys. We've got a USB charger on here and a little wheel spanner. Okay, well, paying attention on the packaging, the radio slides out nice and easily. I said it's got a couple of neat functions on here. You can reverse the steering, so you can use it in left-handed or right-handed form on there. We've got steering dual rate on here, as well as steering trim on here guys. You've got a low speed mode and a high speed mode on-off switch on there. 3 AA batteries in the bottom, and we're off and running. Forwards, brake, reverse, steering on there. Here's a quick taster of what's coming up with this car guys. Well, before we get onto the car guys, with these things I do like to show people ones that are hobby grade. So turning straight to the back here, we've got a full list of parts, part numbers, everything you could wish for in there. Not only that, the back we've also got fully exploded diagrams, so you can work on the car nice and easily. Instructions in the front of the manual, worthwhile reading, as it details how to fit the LED lights and wire those up, and just the basic charging and operation of the car. Well guys, something about the Q902 caught my eye right from the outset, and it isn't on the front of the car, it's on the back. It's got a wheelie bar. If that's on there, that means this thing has got quite a lot of punch to it, certainly enough to warrant putting the wheelie bar on the back there. So it should be a little bit of fun to drive. As I say, it is brushless, so it should be quite zippy. Anyway, let me get the camera down, pan around the car. Okay guys, well, I've peeled the body film off and the thing is absolutely gleaming in the light. So we'll take a quick pan around the car. Starting at the front, we've got 2 LED lights in here, which I need to check the instructions as to whether they're wired in, or I need to do a little bit of self-assembly on there. Moving on round, we've got our shock absorbers on here. They're not threaded. We've got our CVD drive shafts, as I say, 4-wheel drive all round. What are we thinking of that tyre tread, guys? Having felt them, it feels like grippy rubber as opposed to the shiny plastic that some of these lower cost RC cars can be made of. Just check out that ground clearance under there, which is not too bad at all to my mind, but we'll do a full suspension test. We've got full scale interior on there, and this plastic over the top forms quite a tough exoskeleton on there, so that's going to take a full hard-on landing upside down and simply bounce back onto its feet. Anyway, moving to the back of the car, guys, that wheelie bar, that really does bode well for the performance of this car. If this thing hits the 32 miles an hour out the box, then I will have certainly found my sub $100 brushless bargain that I've been searching for. Just remember, guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, let's have a look at the goods inside the car. You will note just 2 body clips on the car, guys. That's because it's got one feature that is becoming more and more common on these cars. The body that just pivots up out of the way, giving you full access to everything on there. Okay, well, I've looked at everywhere because it says there's an LED lighting wire which you need to pop the 2 LEDs in there, but I cannot find that anywhere in the packaging, but I'm not too worried if that's the least of the problems. That wire doesn't lead to lights at the back, it leads to 4 LED lights on the top here, which should prove to be absolutely outstanding, fingers crossed. Anyway, let's start at the front and work on backwards. Those shock absorbers, we've got aluminium caps on them, and we have got preloaded spacers on here, so you can fit those for tuning them. They are not threaded though at this price point. As I say, 4-wheel drive, and we've got our CVD shafts tucked away in there, front diff in there. Moving on back, we've got our servo on the right hand side, combined ESC and receiver on the left hand side, brushless motor, because this class this is a 2845 brushless motor, not quite sure what the size that is. And tucked away here we've got our 2S 1000 mAh a LiPo battery that's included with it, Dean's connector, which gives you a variety of options on there. Moving on back, rear diff tucked away in there, just checking out that rear suspension, guys. As I say, pivot, that body pivots up. Speaking of which, let's check out the underside of the car. The A-arms are actually fairly substantial on here. Say plastic chassis, which you would expect at this price point, and then moving on down to the back where we've got that wheelie bar. Anyway, I've got a reasonably good feel about this car because that is quite a neat way of removing the battery tray to give you access to the battery. So I'm going to go and put that on charge, and let's get to it. And I put the battery on charge on my Venom Pro Quad charger, so that should be up and running in no time.
Well guys, I have to say, it takes quite a bit to impress me because I test a lot of stuff, but for the money, this is just, it's ridiculous. This definitely gets Richie's buy recommendation. It's just bonkers. Whoa. This is going to have power to flip itself upside down in the blink of an eye. But I've thought on some of these smaller buggies before. I thought I might have found my ideal pocket rocket for under $100, but this thing is in a different league. Just really central on there, and it's very quick. Okay guys, Q902 Spirit buggy impresses me from the outset. Why? This is full throttle and a low speed mode on grass. Why is that impressing me, Richie? Well, it's not getting kicked around virtually at all. As I say, that is just the low speed setting on here. It is super stable. It's much quicker than the high boxing cars that I tested the past week or so. Now, does run a wheelie, but on low speed, but on high speed, almost certainly. Oh yeah, might have to adjust the position of the wheelie bar. As I did notice, you can shuffle the wheels down on it onto a lower position, and that might be where they need to be. But the fact that it, oh yeah. Well, now will it hit that 32 miles an hour? Man, this thing is brisk on the throttle, to say the least. I'm going to try and take it out onto some loose gravel when I do a full on test on it, you know what I mean? But now once you get it, then you're almost better nailing the throttle once you've got it going. I can't believe I just did that. Tell me you've got that on film, Richie. Tell me you've got that on film. I couldn't repeat that if I tried. Guys, I think on loose gravel this thing is going to be an absolute hope. Speaking of which, I think we should go and find someone to take it out on it for doing the next part of the test. Now, will it hit 32 miles an hour? gut feel is with that acceleration on loose gravel, this is just going to be a blast to drive. It's very, very forgiving with those wide tyres. It's very forgiving though, guys. Well, it would be if it didn't anything metal with it, because if anything, it wants to understeer on the full throttle, so you're not going to lose control of it. Meaning you can actually nail that throttle. Avoid the wall there, Richie. As we don't want to bust it. I have to say, this gets my definitely buy one of these, guys. This is the chuck in the back of the car, take on holiday buggy for sure. These tyres, I'm thinking that's going to be pretty good down the beach. Speaking of which, I will take it down the beach because it's going to be light enough to simply fly over the sand, to my mind. As in these tests, guys, I do like to be on the throttle as much as possible, really, to try and push that battery life to the extreme on there. It's still got enough power to wheelie even now, 10 minutes in. Well, guys, it takes quite a bit to impress yours truly, as they do test an awful lot of stuff. This is under $100 from Banggood. 4-wheel drive, completely ready to run. All you need is 3 AA batteries in order to get it going. It's even got those little headlights, so people like the test I did at that at night. At night, I was wondering, is this going to be the one that I found that's going to be an absolute pocket rocket? However, the Q902 Spirit is exactly what I've been looking for people out there, because I recognise that everybody's got huge budgets. But if you've been looking for a brushless truck that's an absolute blast to drive for under $100, then hopefully, guys, I've just found it for you, because I'm loving this thing. Full test coming on it later this week.
Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video, and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.